Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the T25-2. It's a Tier 7 American turreted tank destroyer. It's located on the south spawn of Prokhorovka, and this one is under the command of NegativityHere. Game on. Well, as many of you may have known from previous battles which we've had the T25-2 in, this is actually not a tank destroyer. It may look like a tank destroyer. Wargaming may have called it a tank destroyer, but in actual fact it is a medium tank which should have been marked as a tank destroyer, but it wasn't. So just clearing that up straight away at the start. That is not a tank destroyer, it's a medium tank. Well, he's noticed the enemy tank. Oh, good shot on the E25. Nice hit for 246. With the standard ammo, he's capable, with his 90mm gun, he's capable of doing 240 output and 170mm of pen. And you can see with these standard rounds, he's getting some decent pens on the enemy. And he managed to bounce around there from the Skoda T25, who had the impertinence to fire a 75mm back at him. But yeah, that Panther M10 just hit him. Oh, he angled just at the right moment to avoid that shell going in. But he didn't angle for that one. That one definitely hit and bent. Fired blind. I'm pretty sure that that would have hit the target. Being careful now, doesn't want to attract too much attention. He's just trying to use the ridgeline as much as he can. Oh, Panther just got him again. Decided to use the scenery to his advantage. Now this tank destroyer, medium tank, it's actually based on the T23 chassis, and it was an idea that was proposed in 1943 but didn't get put into production. He's got two tanks there. Gets the Porlick. It's a low roll on the Porlick for 237, but he's still being shot at by the enemy, the M10 RBF, the Panther M10 by the way. Didn't get that one in. Did get spotted though. Tier 7 game with Tier 6 tanks in it. As you know, the Panther M10 is basically a Panther in disguise. And he's still firing. He's still trying to have a go. He's only got a 75mm gun, but he is trying to get shots. Now, the T25-2 does have some weak armor on it. He's probably hoping he can get that one in, but he's just got a shot on the E25 and he was killed immediately afterwards by the KV-1S. He's in the sniping spot. I think that one actually hit the target because we didn't see any ground kicked up behind him. So even though he's not spotted, he's still getting shots in the right spot. There were no prototypes of the T23, so this tank was not produced. It's similar in many ways to the T25AT in speed. Oh! I thought he got that one, he didn't. But the Panther M10's been spotted again. And he takes another hit. Now he's a one shot. He will go out the game the next shot if we can get it on target. And he got him. Blind kill. He worked out where he was headed and the shell went in. So that's his first kill of the game. Couldn't get the right spot in the KV2, but he has gone down. Now, NegativityHere is an account you've probably seen before in the game. I think it might be the second account for Jamie 2006. You've seen plenty of battles with Jamie in. So you know he's an accomplished player. And you can see from the front of that T25-2 rather, that he's taken quite a few rounds which have bounced off the armour. Just look at that. I think it's really only the ones who had 75mm with high velocity guns that actually managed to get the shell through. The front of the turret is 76mm of armour. And there's the Skoda. He was firing a few times. Oh, Oh, we didn't get him that time. I think he was using the wreck for cover. Now, the reload time standard by the book is 7.38 seconds. You can see Negativity here's got 6.12, and he was driving in a straight line, and that's why he got hit. He shouldn't have done that. I know he was desperate to get over this ridge line as fast as he could, but he should have tried to weave as he was doing it, because I'm afraid that SMV CC56 and the Leo both managed to get rounds in, and now he's a one-shot for the enemy. Pumps one in. It hits the armor of the Leo, so he doesn't get that one through. But he now has to be careful, because if he's not careful, he might go out of the game. Now, that did hit the Leo. He definitely got a hit on the Leo there. Not sure if it went in, though. There's a T150 up at the center line, but every time he pokes it, he stands a risk of getting shot at. We do have an SMV CC56 a short distance away. The Leo's pulling back. Again, he hits the armor, and now the Leo is capping, and he's just been tracked. And that is a kill shot. 2 kills now. And that was the guy who was really threatening him, but he has to watch out here as well. It's 10 degrees of gun depression, so you can work ridge lines quite effectively. There's only one tank up on the enemy, but they are up on hit points. They're over 1,000 up on the enemy. 2 of those tanks over there are one-shots for him. The SMV CC56 is hiding behind that rock. But of course, you know the front of that tank destroyer is very, very strong. Just having a quick check. The Skoda's behind him. And the Skoda, was it? No, it's their Striv M4257. He fires one into the Skoda and gets it. Nice hit for 257. He was guessing on that one. Didn't pay off, unfortunately, but he's got to be careful. Well, there's only 4 enemy tanks left. The SMV CC56 to his right has been taken out. So it's only that T150 to his right, but it's the Skoda T25 ahead of him. Now, as far as we know, one of the enemy tanks, one of their heavy tanks, the M2Y I think it is right up on top of the hill, or at least was last seen on top of the hill. And the SMV CC56 just took care of that T150. So now there's only 3 enemies left. The Striv M4257 is up ahead of us. The Skoda is somewhere. And the M2Y is supposedly behind us. There's the Skoda. Can we get a shot? He's hiding behind the Panther wreck. Very difficult to hit him while he's behind that wreck. They were popping up. Where's that Striv? Remember, he's got a 4-shot autoloader with 75mm. There he is. Nice shot. Big hit. 221, but it's a low roll. But it's a big hit as far as he's concerned. And did that? No, it didn't kill him. The Striv 4257 went down to the SMV CC56. And that means now there's only 1 enemy left, and it's the M2Y. As far as we know, he's up on top of the hill. But no, he's actually in our cap. He managed to sneak in. Now we're going to use our 380 meters of view range to spot the enemy, and then everybody will pile in at the same time. We're capping at the other end, but it won't be necessary, simply because we're going to kill this guy with gunfire. And any second now he's going to receive 3 or 4 shots. Okay, pulls back for the bush mechanic, lines it up. Nice hit. 216, potentially a high caliber, 20% of the enemy hit pool. Go for the kill. Well, he reduced the cap, so he damaged him, but he's looking directly at us. And that's the kill shot that wins the game. And he's going to hide in a bush. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Negativity here in the T25-2, the Tier 7 American turreted tank destroyer. He managed to get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. He also got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed 10. He also got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall, as well as a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate from the battle, 11,262, which is super unicum and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he managed to get 4,159 hit points of damage. The next player who was nearest to him was the Striv M4257, who managed 2,347 hit points, followed by their SMV CC56. He managed 2,302 hit points. Third place goes to the, or fourth place I should say, actually goes to the Tiger 1 with only 2,002, just beating the Nashorn. When it came to kills though, it was our SMV CC56 who did the best. He got 7 kills in that game, one short of getting the Radley Walters. And so actually he could have let that kill go to the SMV instead. But I think he'd driven up the other end of the map and he was actually sitting in the cap area, which is a pity really, because he could come back and get that Radley's. But anyway, second place is NegativityHere, who's using the anonymizer, and he managed 3 kills, and so did the Striv M4257, the Tiger 1 on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, yep, NegativityHere got it with 1,473 base experience points, 1,180 went to the SMV CC56, and the third place goes to the Cromwell, who managed, or Cromwell B I should say, managed 935 base. Those were the top 3 players, and it should be noticed that NegativityHere and the SMV CC56 were the only players who got over 1,000, and the Cromwell B was just a short distance away. He fired 35 rounds in that game, 22 direct hits on the enemy and 19 penetrations, damage of 4,159 hit points, of which 3,003 were at more than 300 meters, so a fair bit of damage at very long range. And of course, his teammates were spotting the enemy tanks who were in the west side of the map, and he was pumping those shells in, doing a lot of damage. He did receive 7 hits, but only 4 of them actually penetrated, 3 non-penetrations, and well, he was lucky actually to survive because 2 of those shots were in the rear as he was trying to retreat and get over the ridgeline. As I said, he possibly would have been better if he was weaving as he was going to make it more difficult for them to get the shots in, but if he, slight angling or whatever, might have actually deflected the shot. But he did block 380 hit points of damage by his armor. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 11 of the enemy, killed 3, so there's an 8 difference there to get the Confederate, and 2,078 hit points of spotting assist on that battle. He got 19 defense points by resetting the cap, and he earned 59,094 credits for the game, 65,000 for completing a mission, 124,094 credits altogether, but he did fire some premium ammo and ended up in the end with only 47,965 credits. 2,209 XP, 1,104 from personal reserve bonus, and took away 3,314 experience points altogether. So a very good game. Just goes to show that this T25-2 is underrated. It does actually have enough armor in a hull down position to actually fight off the enemy, and can be used almost as a medium tank. But then so can the Scorpion G under the right circumstances as well. Let's have a quick look at the armor. Now you can see the reason why it can fight on a ridgeline. The frontal armor, the upper plate 76.2 millimeters, coming out basically about 95. Lower plate 63.5, coming out 97. So they're about the same. The mantlet's pretty strong as well. You can see there, 75 millimeters. It's coming out at about 82. But the sides of the turret are a bit weak, 25 millimeters there. They cut back on weight on the sides and the rear to make this thing go faster, to get it up to 56 kilometers an hour. And it is basically supposed to be a traditional tank destroyer, but it's heavy on the frontal armor so that it can act in other means. As I said, this tank never got built because the T23, which was proposed, also didn't get built. There was no prototype, so that's why this never existed. It would have had 50.8 millimeters on the side, and there's basically no effective increase due to angling. It's flat-sided. And that towards the rear of the vehicle, it goes down to about 38.1. You can see it's an open top, but it actually has a shield over the top, much like the Jackson does, to protect the troops inside the turret. So even though the turret's only 25 millimeters, on top of the turret, it's only 19 or basically 20 millimeters. And the same on the engine deck. It's very, very flat indeed, and easy to hit with an Arty. Rear of the vehicle, again, well, the back is actually slightly bigger, 38.1 millimeters, but the rear of the turret, well, it's got that bustle, and I think that is where there's something you can make it go bang with. We'll have a quick look at the live version. Well, really, with a 90mm round, you're going to go through just about everywhere on this vehicle. 90mm is not going to stop a shell from penetrating. And I think that's what the 75mm armed tanks were counting on when they were trying to get shots on Negativity here. Let's have a quick look at the modules. Okay, that's better. You can see driver up front on the right, radio operator on the left with the radio. The ammo rack's in the floor of the vehicle underneath the turret basket. Yes, there is something in the bustle. It is a ready rack for the ammo, 90mm ammo. So if you can aim for the bustle on this thing, you will make it go bang. The gunner is on the right-hand side, the tank commander is on the right-hand side, and the loader is on the left-hand side of the vehicle. And at the back, it's rather standard. You've got the engine in the center, 2 fuel tanks either side, and the transmission coming out the rear. So if you want to get a bang, go for the bustle, I think. If you can aim for the floor of the vehicle, you can do that instead. If you aim for the lower plate on this thing, remembering that lower plate isn't that particularly thick, you can possibly get it through into the ammo rack. But remember, this tank is really going to fight hull down. And so all you're really going to see is that fairly thick armor right at the front, but you can possibly punch it through the sides there. So that might be what you need to do if you want to get anywhere near penetration, if you can only see the top of the turret. But that's the modules on the T25-2. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.